I don't know if tonight's video actually has much of a purpose. I intended to film it much earlier, but guess what? The neighbor was out using his leaf blower to clean off not only his driveway, but the entire road. I don't know what he was blowing off. There's no leaves. Certainly not everyone cut their grass today because it's 100 degrees and humid outside. I think he just does these things intentionally, but I'm sure I'm just being, thinking the world revolves around me when I say things like that. But I've already talked about how annoyed I am at my neighbors because I just feel like no matter what day of the week it is, I never have an opportunity to film until my family's ready to go to bed, and then I'm rushing and I can't even really do the videos I want to do. But back to some positive, I guess it's not even really positivity, but just to stop complaining for a little while. Actually, that's not true because I have to tell you, I am freezing. Even though it is, like I said, 100 degrees and humid outside, I think the air is starting to get a little cooler because tomorrow is supposed to be a little cooler. However, my husband has had the AC on in the bedroom since he got home from work around, 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock. I, of course, had to work until 6. And now the room is so cold, I actually have a blanket wrapped around my lap. But, my poorly planned video today, I think, is going to be some hair brushing. Again, I am really into old school triggers. So, we have a little bit of the fluffy mic, we have some hair brushing, we have some page turning, and some spritzing sounds using dun dun dun. Oops. Dun dun dun. The viral, are they even viral anymore? I mean, I find them a lot. I used to never find them in my area. Anyway, just I have so many of these, I don't mind wasting them, and I just enjoy some spritzy sounds now and then. Rainbow sherbet and poppy scented. I don't know what happened to the cucumber one that I don't like that much. Cucumber mint. I would have wasted that one, but I don't know where I put it. So, I guess I'll start. Now, forgive me because when I start brushing my hair, it's probably gonna get a little frizzy. But, tomorrow is hair wash day. So, and it is, 10 p.m. on the East Coast. So, who really cares what my hair looks like, right? Other than you guys. And I think you'll forgive me. It might not look that bad. It might have a few knots in it because so oopsie. I had a little oopsie this morning. I needed to wash my hair this morning. And I have to be at work by 8:30, and I have at least a 15-minute drive, as long as the highways aren't closed due to sinkholes. Otherwise it takes me about 25 minutes to get to work, and I did not wake up until 7:30, and it takes me, it's summer, so it's a little easier. I don't have to worry about getting the kids ready for the day, but I still have to get my mother up and ready, like with her medications, and I had to take a shower and wash my hair, but I only had time to take a shower, so I did not wash my hair. I just really laid on that dry shampoo and then threw on some mascara, and I said, you know what? I'm sick. I'm dealing with some stuff. Nobody's expecting me to look beautiful. And I was 11 minutes late for work. I let them know, of course, and it was not a big deal, but it was the second time I was late this week. The first time was because I had to make, not an emergency doctor's appointment, but I'm just tired of waking up sick every week with a cold. So I got like a 7:30 doctor's appointment, had some lab work done, and I thought I wouldn't be at work until 10, but I actually got there by before 10 after 9, so I really only missed 40 minutes of work. And then I'm working 2 hours late tomorrow. I normally only work 10 hours on Thursdays, but I'm covering someone, so now I'm working a 12-hour shift tomorrow, so I don't know if there'll be a video out tomorrow. I know the last time I did a airbrushing video, it really didn't make great sounds because I have fine hair, so it doesn't have that good, I don't know, how would you even describe a good airbrushing video, like when it really makes like a good, almost like a crunching sound of like getting knots out. And I do get knots because of my hair being fine, but not the same way like thick hair gets knots. Like these knots just brush right out. And the only reason I have, if I don't know if you can tell in the video, no, I don't think you can, but I have a lot of broken hair, which is not only from age, but also from having to wear a CPAP machine at night. The silicone part that goes over my head, it always seems to catch my hair and rips a few pieces out, and in the morning when I have to get up, and I just rip that thing off my head sometimes. I found a little trick where if you like pull it out, it will kind of let the hair loose and not rip as much, but it's just one of those things I stopped caring about. And if you do see some like dust flying from me brushing my hair, it's probably because I haven't cleaned my hairbrush. It's not really that dirty though, but or it could just be some leftover dry shampoo. Like I said, I really laid it on thick. At least it's not Ash this time. Ash, A-S-H. If you watched my previous video, I did something with my hair, and ash started to come out of it from a campfire the night before, and I was like, what the heck is that? I really hope this spot on my arm doesn't gross anyone out. Like I said, it's just from a burn recovering. I mean, if it was still burned, I would have it covered, but it's just, like just a permanent, most likely a permanent discoloration from where he burn healed a few months ago. If you worked in any kind of medical field, you'd probably be like, "Ooh, let me see that burn. Show me some pictures." Because even in vet med, was like, wow, that's a crazy burn. Let me see that again. Burns go through stages, where first they just kind of bubble, and then they burst, and then they ooze, and then they bleed, and all sorts of strange things. I think that's all I'm gonna do. Okay, I asked my husband to do one thing. I said, make sure the baby doesn't come up. I'm just gonna make a quick 20-minute ASMR video, because I know in the beginning, when you're trying to build your audience, you just need to post every day. And obviously nobody heard my calling yesterday. None of the bigger channels watched my video and heard my calling to please share my handle or my video, so that more people will find me and subscribe, and I can grow my channel more quickly. So here we go with the interruptions and the noise. So I'm gonna move on from the hair brushing, and I just picked a couple books, different books that I've never tapped on or flipped through before. I wonder if anyone has any interest in me reading a book, not a long book. I can't handle a long book. I can, but I mean, like, if I start reading a book that I'm interested in, I will finish that book. But before the next time I have a chance to read that book to you, if I really like it. So, I don't know. I imagine, I don't remember buying this book. It's called The Anxiety Journal. But I don't know. Okay, I see some pages where there's where you can write notes. I do suffer from anxiety, and I imagine I bought this when I was in my stage of life where I thought I could manifest anything. I was feeling that, oh, you just think good things and they'll happen. I was probably watching too many YouTube videos. Oh, that's cute. You can't stop the waves, but you can learn to surf. I kinda like that, it's true. John Kabat-Zinn is the person who quoted that. Yeah, see, as a man thinks, so does he become. Every man is the son of his own works. Miguel de Cervantes. See, that's kind of one of those manifesting things, and I'm not trying to be negative to people who believe in manifestation, but I went through a period of my life, years of my life, where I believed in positivity and gratitude and manifestation, and with it came horrible things. So I must have been doing something wrong. I lost a job. I lost a brother. I nearly lost my husband. I mean, so many bad things happened. You don't want to hear about it. And I just, it made me become a negative person. I hate to say that, but it's true. When you spend so much of your time trying to live positively, and then all these bad things happen to you, and oh, again, sorry for my sniffles, I'm still a little under the weather. finding it hard to believe in the power of positivity, raising my vibration, whatever you want to call it. I just don't know if I believe in that anymore. I don't know what I believe in. You can't think yourself happy. You can want to be happy, but you just can't make it happen by saying, I want to be happy. You have to figure out what makes you happy and then do those things. I did go to therapy once. It's not for me, but the only thing I got out of it is that if you want to feel better about yourself, you pick things that you want to accomplish and you accomplish them, and then they make you feel, what's that word? Like when you're proud of yourself, secure, instead of being insecure with yourself, it makes you feel more secure. It makes you feel less insecure because you said you were going to do something and you did it. So, yeah, I just didn't get much. I liked her. She was a nice person, but maybe she wasn't for me. That's what people tell me. The people who believe in therapy and the power of therapy, they're like, oh, you gotta give it another chance. Maybe your therapist wasn't the right one for you. No, I just think it's not for me. And it could be my generation. It could be my negativity. And remember, one of the few private things that I disclose is that I do have that gene mutation in my brain where it's very hard to self-regulate, which I think naturally makes me a negative person because I just feel like all these bad things happen and I can't see the good in things, and it's not just the main thing about it is I will never be skinny, but the other things that are less studied about it are the emotional regulation, the ADHD, the behavior issues, which, again, my generation, I didn't have the behavior issues that my son has because I would have got my butt beat. This page flipping I like a little better. This is an older copy of Wicked. I like when the letters are raised a little bit. You might not be able to hear a difference, but any book where the letters are raised. Most of my books, well, not most of them, but the books I get in collections, they tend to be hard copies, but when I just buy an individual book, or if I just want something cheap, I get paperback books. And I gotta be honest with you, I haven't read it yet. It's on my TBR list. I started reading it, but I also started reading ACOTAR, and then everything happened with my son, and I haven't read a darn thing except research on all of his conditions. But I do love to read. I would say Wicked would be a pretty cool book to read, like a couple chapters here and there, ASMR style, except look at how tiny these words are. I better get stronger glasses. I don't have a problem reading. Like I said, I love reading. Although sometimes I go through waves. Like, I think I read more in the winter when I have less to do. I'll read a few chapters before bed of a book. Or I get sucked into a book, like my favorite books. I loved this series, and I know if you're on like Book Talk, excuse the mess back there. These Kingdom of the Feared, Kingdom of the Wicked, and Kingdom of the Cursed. Is that the order? I think that's the order they go in. The first one is YA, but the other ones are adult, and they're spicy, and I just loved it. Although the YA one, that was not really spicy. Like, you just kept waiting for it to get spicy, but it only gave you the little hints of spice. I blew through that book, and then I blew through the second book, but the final book, I think the final book was Kingdom of the Cursed. Or I might have them backwards, I can't even remember. I could tell by the last page. Actually, I don't know. I don't remember what order these go in. I'm sorry. But I know they look a little creepy. But they're about witches and demons and the underworld, and I loved them. I can't reach the back right now. My thing is, I'm not the type to really reread a book. Just like I'm not the type to watch a movie twice. I don't know what it is. One of the only movies, well, there's a couple of them. I will watch Castaway every time it's on. I will watch The Notebook every time it's on, even though it will make me cry every time. Maybe a few others, but I really can't like intentionally watch the same movie twice. Now TV shows, that's a different story. I guess because they're short. But spritzing. I just wanted to get some more spritzing in, and then I will wrap up this video. How did I get so crooked here? Sorry about that. Nobody wants to see that. Jeez. I should spray it on my hands, you know, like have some clean hands. Oh my god, I'm looking at my bookshelf now and it just looks terrible. Looks messy. This looks a little weird because I actually have my mic propped up on some of the books I keep over here. These are the kitty books. These are my scrub pants that I plan on wearing tomorrow. And then I've got a shopping bag shoved in the basket where I keep my tank tops because I sleep in a tank top every night, and I don't have enough room in my drawers to keep them in, or in my closet to hang them in my drawers. I meant in my drawer. Wait. Yes, drawers. Wait. Yes, drawers. Okay. See how my brain just gets stuck sometimes. You know what's coming. I'm gonna do my goodbye. But I'm gonna get my hands all wet for it there wasn't too much complaining, and I hope you liked the old school triggers. But I hope everyone has a good night. I know I better go to bed because now it's 20 after 10 and I've got the 12-hour shift and I don't want to sleep in until 7:30 again. I don't want to be late. At least working the extra 2 hours will make up for being late for 2 days. Bye. 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 Have a great night.